This is a product I've been wanting to take a look at for a while. This is the Zotac GeForce GTX 480 Amp Edition. So it's a GTX 480, but it includes an aftermarket cooler, and Zotac was actually one of, if not the first to market with an aftermarket cooled GTX 480, something that it really benefits from because it'll run quite a bit cooler, quite a bit quieter. So we'll go around, have a look at the back. It's the same usual marketing stuff on the back of the box. You know what? This one's going to be all about having a look at the card itself. So let's get this baby opened up and see what Zotac includes with the GTX 480 Amp Edition. First of all, this is quite an attractive looking card. It has a dual turbine VGA cooler, which basically looks like two 92mm fans. You can see part of the fan is actually covered by the shroud a little bit there. It's got kind of a neat graphic on the front of it. The one thing you'll notice right away about this cooler is that it is triple slot. So you see the back plate is dual slot. You've got one more slot worth of cooler here, and that's something that you will have to sacrifice in order to use the Amp Edition card. Other than that, it is a stock reference GTX 480, so you can see right here they haven't changed the PCB to account for the different cooler. Here, I'll show you a stock cooled Zotac GTX 480 over here. So you can see the back of the card will look identical, okay? But it's all about the changes that they've made to the cooler. So I wouldn't expect any better overclocking results on the Amp Edition because of it being cherry-picked or anything like that, but I would definitely expect better overclocking results due to the additional GPU cooling. So you can see that we've got, I'm actually just gonna cheat a little bit and count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heat pipes coming off of the GPU contact area. So one of them comes up this way, the next one goes up that way and runs all the way to the end. So 3 of the heat pipes run down to the end over here, and then 2 of them run down to these ends, 1 here and 1 here. One disadvantage of the Amp series cooler is that it does not exhaust the heat out of the case like the stock cooler does. So you can see here all of that heat is being exhausted by the fan out the back of the case, but that is not the case with the Amp. So you will have to make sure you have a well-ventilated case, but I mean, if you're buying a almost $600 graphics card, you should probably get a decent case to go along with it. One thing I really like about the Amp is you can see they've got a custom heatsink under the Amp cooler for the GPU. So that's going to take care of all of your RAM, all of your VRMs, all of that good stuff. And compared to the aftermarket solution that I'll be comparing the Amp to, it's quite a bit more elegant. So I just wanted to show it very briefly next to the Gelid Solutions Icy Vision. So I'm just going to move the box away. In terms of accessories, you got a couple Molex to PCIe, a dual PCIe 6-pin to 8-pin. You got a mini HDMI to HDMI, a DVI to VGA. You got some documentation, and let's get back to the card because that is what it's all about for this particular video. So here's the Icy Vision, here's the Amp, and here is a stock cooled card. Okay. So all of them look pretty similar. Both the Amp and the Icy Vision, I'm going to look at them from the side, but both of these are going to be 3-slot coolers, so you're not going to be able to make use of the slot next to the card, nor the next one, but a lot of SLI compatible motherboards, that's not going to be a problem as long as you don't intend to install any other cards besides your graphics cards. They both include 92mm fans, dual ones. The Icy Vision, you can see, has a similar number of heat pipes. It's got 5 heat pipes, but they are arranged a little bit differently. And it also has not as elegant a solution for cooling all the other parts of the card. So you can see you got to kind of stack up a bunch of different heat sinks on the VRMs. You got these little wussy memory heat sinks down here. Now it's probably going to be perfectly adequate. I wouldn't worry about the card being damaged in any way, but I do like this solution better where you got one nice big unisync style thing and it's cooling all the different parts of the card. It's nice and beefy there. So just like the normal GTX 480, it uses one 8-pin and one 6-pin connector. And other than that, I guess there's not really a whole lot to say. Thank you for checking out my unboxing of the Zotac Amp Edition GTX 480, and hopefully I'll have a temperature comparison up for you in the next little bit here. Actually, one thing I forgot to include about the Amp Edition card is a quick cost comparison. So you can see that the regular Zotac GTX 480 is $519 after rebate, so that's actually $549.99 before rebate. And then the Amp Edition card is actually only another $30 before rebate, and then only another $60 after rebate. Whereas if you grab an Icy, oh shoot, I lost my search result. Whereas if you buy a regular 480 with an Icy Vision, you're actually looking at about the same price, except that you have to do the work of installing the aftermarket cooler. So if you are buying a GTX 480 and you do intend to install a big 3-slot aftermarket cooler on it, I see no reason not to go with an Amp Edition, because it does come with a lifetime warranty and it saves you the trouble of installing that cooler on it. It also means that the warranty will cover you for the aftermarket cooling.